Good morning, Year 3. Welcome to Thursday's maths lesson. So we're going to be continuing looking at column multiplication today. But to start with, I would like you to have a go at these 4 questions on the board. And so pause the video, grab pencil and paper, give these a go, and we'll go through the answers in a minute. Also, don't forget to check and see if you can tell what time the clock is showing on the paper as well. So pause the video, give it a go, and we'll go through the answers. Okay, so I'm going to go to full screen so my little picture will disappear for a bit. Okay, let's go through the answers for those questions. So 23 multiplied by 3, so you can use column multiplication to help you with that. And you should have got 69. Then comparing the statements, so you need to work out what 8 times 4 is and work out what 8 times 5 is, so you can work out which one is bigger. So 8 times 5 is more than or greater than 8 times 4, so the crocodile needs to be eating that bigger one. Calculate 7 times 8, so it is 56, and then subtract 220 from 740, so do some column subtraction for this one, and you should get 520. And our clock over in the corner here shows that it is 25 past 1, okay, or 1:25. Okay, so well done if you work out. It's really good to be practicing telling the time as well, because it's quite a tricky one. So whilst you're at home, it's a really good opportunity to be practicing. Okay, so today you're going to be continuing multiplying 2-digit and 1-digit numbers with exchanging today. So we're going to the next step. So you're going to be using the same model of column multiplication, but we're adding in for trickier numbers. Okay, so you're going to need to be using your times table knowledge. Like I said before, if you're finding it tricky, use the multiplication grid to help you. You need to be able to set your work out correctly, and that's really important, say, when we're exchanging. And you're going to be able to, by the end, use column multiplication and be able to exchange. Okay, so to start with, you have 6 questions here. I would like you to work out which is the odd one out. So pause the screen, work out what each one is, and work out which one's the odd one out. Okay, so pause and restart when you're ready. Okay, so let's go through the answers. So A, 4 add 4 add 4 is 12. B, 3 add 3 add 3 add 3 equals 12. And then we've got 2 add 2 add 2 add 2 add 2 add 2, and that equals 12. We have 3 times 4 equals 12. Seeing a bit of a pattern here. 3 times 6 equals 18. And 4 times 3 equals 12. So our odd one out is E, 3 times 6. Well done if you got that right. So all the others equal 12, and that one, E, equals 18. Okay, so we are going to start by looking at 23 times 3. So over on the left side here, we have got our picture representation as well. So we have 3 lots of 23. On the right, I've set it out as column multiplication. So as you know, we're going to start with our ones column. So 3 times 3 equals 9. And then hopefully by now you know that we're going to go diagonal. So 3 times 2 equals 6. So you can use the representation or practice that column method, so 69. Okay, so we're now going to try and work out 25 times 3. Right, so there's a bit of representation here. We have in A, 3 lots of 25. And we know that now we've got that, we start working out by adding all the ones together. Okay, so I'm going to start. So we've got 5 in this one, 5 in that one. It takes us to 10. And we know that in the column method, once you get over 10, you're going to have to exchange into the next column. So I'm going to swap and exchange these 10 ones for 1 10, which is now down underneath here. Okay, so now I can see that I have 5 ones left over and 2, 4, 6, 7 tens. So I've got 5 in that one and 7 there. So let's have a look at it as a column method. Okay, so we've got our picture representation, but we want to do it as the column method. So 5 times 3, we can check it, 5, 10, 15. I can't put both the 1 and the 5 in the ones column. So I'm going to put the 5 in the ones column because it's 5 ones, and carry the 110 over into the next column. I'm going to exchange it. Okay, so now when I work out 3 times 2, which is 6, I also need to add this extra 1 to my answer. So I've got 7. Okay, we do something very similar when we're doing column addition. When it goes over 10, we exchange it and take it into that next column. Okay, so it's very, very similar to that. So let's try this one. Again, we're going to be exchanging, so work carefully. So we've got 3 times 4, okay, or 4 times 3, you could do it either way. So we've got 4, 8, 12. Okay, I can't put the 1 and the 2 both in there. So I'm going to take the 2 ones and put them in the ones column and exchange and put that 110 over into the next column. So I've still got my 12 set out here. Okay, I'm now going to work out 2 times 4, okay, which give yourself time to work that out. It's 8. But I must remember to also add the 1 underneath. Okay, so that gives me a total of 9. So I've got 9 10s and 2 1s. So 23 times 4 is 92. At any point, if you need to pause, go back through, absolutely fine. We've got the picture representation to help us as well. So 4 lots of 23. Okay, so for this one, we have 4 different options. We're trying to work out what 15 times 4 is. So we've got the picture representation, and I've tried it 4 different ways and got different answers. So what I would like you to do is pause the video, look through A, B, C, and D, and see which one is correct. Okay, is only one of them correct? So look at what numbers I've exchanged. Have I done my working out correctly? And look at whether it's a possible answer. Okay, so pause, come back when you're ready for the answer. Okay, so 15 times 4, 4 lots of 15. So we need to be working out 5 times 4 to start with, which gives us 20. So we know straight away that B is not right because they've put the two 10s into the ones column. So B is not correct. But the others, oh, so this one hasn't done 20 at all, hasn't exchanged it. So B and D are both out. So now we're down to A and C. Okay, so I then do 1 times 4. Okay, but I've got to add the 2 as well. So C is the correct answer. Okay, so tick it if you got it right. Well done. If you didn't, don't worry, it is quite tricky to say. Okay, so I would like you to pause the video and have a go at solving 45 times 3. Okay, so pause and come back when you're ready to go through it. Okay, so we have 3 groups of 45. So we're going to do 5 times 3 to start with, gets a 15. So I'm going to put the 5 ones in the ones column and the 110 in the tens column. And then going to do 3 times 4. Okay, so you can use your multiplication grid to help you. So we've got 4, 8, 12. Okay, but I have to add this 1 as well. Okay, so I have 13. So I put the 3 ones in the tens column now and transfer the 1 over to the next column, exchanging it. Okay, and that means in this column, I haven't got anything above it, but I still need to add the 1 below. So 45 times 3 is 135. Okay, let's try the next one. So 45 times 4. So I'd like you to pause the video, set it out on your paper, and try and answer this question. Remember, they all have exchanging. Press play when you're ready to look at the answer. Okay, so we have 5 times 4. Very good at our 5 times table, so we know that's 20. So I put the 0 into the ones column and carry the 2 over, exchanging it for 2 10s. Okay, I've then got 4 times 4. Okay, so we can check it. We've got 4, 8, 12, 16. But I must add this 2 as well. Okay, so I've got the 8 there, the 1 underneath. Okay, and then because it's the only one in the column, I add the 1 to my answer, which is 180. Okay, next one, 27 times 6. So again, pause the video, give it a go, and press play when you're ready to look at the answer. Okay, so let's go through. So we're going to start with 7 times 6. Okay, so I'm putting my 2 in that column and my 4 over in the next column, exchanging it. Okay, then I'm doing 6 times 2, okay, which gives me 12, but I've got to remember to add the 4 as well. So the 6 goes there and the 1 goes across, so that's my total of 16. Then for my last column, I've got 0 and 0, add the 1 underneath. So 162. Okay, try this one then. 55 times 5. Pause the video, give it a go, and come back when you're ready for the answer. Right, so 5 times 5, we have 25. So the 5 is going into the ones column. The 2 tens goes into the tens column. And then I do 5 times 5 again for working across. So again, it's 25, but I must add the 2 underneath, so 27. So the 7 goes into the tens column, and I exchange the 2 into the next column, ready for the final row. So we're now in our hundreds column here. So I've got 0, 0, so I'm adding that 2 from below. Okay, so 55 times 5 is 275. Okay, so what you're going to do today is use column multiplication to complete the assignment questions. Just a couple of things to remember. Use a multiplication grid if it helps you. Obviously, it's easier if you're learning times tables and you can do them, but if you are really struggling, use it to help you. I'm more worried about the method today rather than the times tables, but if you could do both, excellent. Set your work out carefully, okay, to avoid putting the digits into the wrong column because this will give you the wrong answer. And go back to the video as much as you need, look at how to do this. There are 5 extra challenge questions if you're feeling confident at the end of the assignment. These are optional and it's going up to 3 digit times 1 digit. So it's using the same method, you've just got an extra column. Okay, so good luck with your questions and I look forward to seeing your working. Okay, so bye for today.